All right, court's on the record for the Commerce City Municipal Court for the afternoon of October 7th of 2021. For the people that are on Zoom, when I call, please leave your devices on mute until I call your case. I'll tell you to unmute when I'm ready to call your matter. So, Mr. Ma, if you would put yours on mute, I would appreciate it. For the people in the courtroom, when I call your name, I'm going to direct you to come forward to one of the 3 stations. While you're at the station, I do need you to speak loudly and clearly. One of my responsibilities today is to make sure that everything that you say gets properly recorded. After you're done, I'll direct you to see my clerks in the lobby. Their windows are located to the left once you've exited through the double doors at the rear of the courtroom. When you leave the courtroom, you do need to go through those double doors, but you do not need to go out through the metal detector. Go to the left before you get to the metal detector, and that will get you to my clerk's windows. Stephen Kilgore, if you would come forward to station number 1. Good afternoon. All right, this matter is scheduled for a pretrial conference, and I have a note that says that you need more time to consult with an attorney before going forward on this case. Is that correct? Alma, did you check the microphones? That one didn't sound right. Can you just tap that? Yeah, I guess it's on. I guess it's just not as loud. All right, we'll reset this for another pretrial conference. About how much more time do you need? Nope, I'm going to give you 30. That's the max. All right, so when you go to the windows in the lobby, see my clerks. They'll give you the notice of the new court date and time. So go ahead and go to the windows, see my clerk. Luna Nicholson, if you would come to station number 2, please. That's the lectern in the middle. All right. Hi, Ms. Nicholson. All right. I need Mr. Golland to come into the courtroom. Ms. Hutton, could you do me a favor and ask Mr. Golland to come into the courtroom? Ms. Hutton, could you ask Mr. Golland to come in? Am I correct that you did community service and you did the Alive at 25 class? Yeah, Mr. Golland, Mr. Swan indicated in exchange for doing the class and the community service, he would dismiss. All right. That's the only charge, is the speeding. Yeah, I think he might have said I'll dismiss the speeding and give you a 0 point. All right. I need you to fix the paperwork. I'll dismiss it, but you need to slow down. Oh, her? Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, just here, right? Because you're not showing. Just put 1101. That's good. Thank you. Okay, I'm dismissing this case since that's what the prosecutor wrote at the last hearing. It was in exchange for doing the class and the community service. He would dismiss the case. So when you go to the window in the lobby, see my clerks. They will give you a copy of the order of dismissal, and then you are free to leave. And Luna, apply the lessons that they taught you in the class and slow down, okay? All right, go to the window, see my clerk. And I don't know if I missed up the piles or not. Tiffany Thorne? Oh, she is on Zoom? I don't see her name anywhere. Tiffany Thorne, if you would unmute your device, please. I'm not unmute, am I? No, I'm not. I'm not showing her. She's not on there? She is. Tiffany Thorne, would you unmute your device, please? She keeps disappearing on me. She's gone. I asked her to unmute. Maybe she... Miss Thorne, please unmute your device.
I'm sorry. There you go.
Are you driving?
I am.
Pull over and stop somewhere.
Absolutely. There's just a spot right there. I have to pull over. Okay, there we go.
All right, I have a document that alleges that on August 24th of 2021 at 9:23 in the morning in the area of 6225 East 71st Place here in Commerce City, it's alleged that you committed the offense of theft. Give me just a moment. I don't even know what this place is. Okay, it's a pawn shop. All right. Okay. City attorney is indicating that that there was another person involved, and so he's going to go ahead and dismiss this case against you. All right. What will happen is my clerks will reach out to you by email later today or tomorrow with a copy of the order of dismissal. Because of the nature of this case, you are eligible to have the record of this case sealed. There's a $65 filing fee and a petition that you'll need to submit. I'm going to make a note on your file right now that it is eligible to be sealed. If you want to do that, when my clerks reach out to you with that order of dismissal, let them know that, and they'll give you the information you need to be able to file that petition. Do you have any questions?
No, thank you very much.
All right, you can go ahead and leave the meeting now.
Thank you.
right, Nicole Wetherill, if you would unmute your device.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Ms. Wetherill, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Can you hear
Okay,
me?
that's all I needed was for you to acknowledge it.
Yeah, sorry, I
All
was speaking. I don't think it was working.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. All right, I have a document that indicates that if you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of improper lane use, that's a 3-point violation. The city attorney will dismiss the original speeding charge against you from September 4th of 2021 at 9:42 in the morning in the area of the 6400 block of I-270 here in Commerce City. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today?
Yes, sir.
Did you watch the advisement of rights video?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this reduced charge, you are renouncing all of the trial and appeal-related rights that you were advised of in that video?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this reduced charge against your will?
No, sir.
Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea?
No, sir.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today?
No, sir.
Then to the added reduced charge of improper lane use, a 3-point violation on September 4th of 2021 here in Commerce City. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, sir.
I'll accept your guilty plea. Is there anything you want me to take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you?
No, sir. Thank you.
Your driving record shows a ticket from Westminster from February of this year. Is that entry correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, your schedule fine's $160. I'm going to go ahead and lower it back down to $120, plus surcharges, plus court costs. When you leave the meeting, my clerks are going to reach out to you by email, either later today or tomorrow. They're going to tell you what the total is. They'll tell you how to make payments, and if you need to make a payment plan, we'll make those payment arrangements with you. Do you have any questions?
No, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay. Now, one thing, you're a young driver, you're a relatively new driver. What I'm going to suggest to you is that when you get into your car the next time, you need to change your mindset a little bit. One of the things that you need to consider is that you only have one goal when you get behind the wheel of a car, and that's to get to where you're going safely. That's number one. The one thing that young people tend to do is they rush because they have so many different activities that they're into, and they're always running late and they're always trying to rush. Let me suggest to you, the one thing you never want to do is be in a hurry in your car. Never try to make up for lost time when you're driving. If you're late to something when you get in the car, just accept the fact that you're going to arrive late and focus on getting there safely, okay? If you do that, you won't keep getting tickets. And because obviously wherever you were going to on September 4th at 9:42, you didn't get there any faster because you got pulled over and got a ticket. So you were even later than you would have been had you gone much closer to the speed limit, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, just kind of keep that in mind.
I will.
Safety first. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, you can go ahead and leave the meeting. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you very much. You as well.
Scott Serafin, if you would unmute your device.
Your Honor, my name is Beth Dombrowski, 39828. I'm here with Mr. Serafin, who is appearing by video, or he was
okay.
there.
Have you submitted an entry of appearance yet?
We have, you can see it's under Jacob Lilly. I'm his partner. Both of our names should be on it. We did submit the entry of appearance, but we do not yet have discovery in this case. And so we were looking to set it over so we can get discovery.
I do have Jacob Lilly. What is your name again?
Beth Dombrowski, D as in dad, O-M-B-R-O-S-K-I, Dombrowski.
And your first name again, I'm sorry.
Beth.
Beth? All right. And your
Yes.
registration number.
39828.
All right. Would you waive further reading and advisement?
Yes.
Okay. And it looks like we're just setting this matter over for a pretrial conference. Is that correct?
Yes, we are.
All right. Because of state law, I have to ask, is your client a member of or a veteran of the United States Armed Forces?
I do not believe so.
Yes, I am.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. And let's see. Today. Can you see what your schedule looks like on October 4th or November 4th or November 10th?
November 4th or November 10th. One moment, Your Honor.
And we do our pretrials at 1:15.
November 4th, sir.
Okay,
Looks
that
just
should
fine.
Actually, no, November 10th would be better. I have something on November 4th.
Okay. And Ms. Dombrowski, how do you look on the 10th?
We have a matter in Larimer County that day.
Okay, how about the 17th or the 18th? 17th is a Wednesday, 18th is a Thursday.
Either days for me is good.
The 17th, sir.
All right, we'll set a pretrial for November 17th at 1:15. My clerks are going to reach out to you by email, and she'll send a notice of the pretrial conference to both you and your client on the email that he used to sign up with. We'll send him what we call our Veterans Information Packet to his email address. And then, obviously, when you get the email from my clerks, just respond and they'll forward that to our city prosecutor's office to provide you with the discovery. Okay?
Oh, thank you. And just to be clear, we're just setting this over. You have not taken a not guilty plea.
Right. Yeah, no
Okay.
plea is entered yet. So it's set
Great.
for pretrial conference on November 17th at 1:15. Thank you.
Excellent.
You can both leave the meeting. Have a good afternoon.
You too.
Thank you.
Okay. Jose Cruz Reda Arias, if you would unmute your device.
I'm here.
Okay. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I have a document that indicates that if you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of driving a defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, the city attorney will dismiss the original red light charge against you from August 31st of 2021 at about shortly before 8 o'clock at night in the area of 96th and Highway 2 here in Commerce City. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today, by pleading guilty to this reduced charge?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you watch the advisement of rights video?
Yes.
Do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this reduced charge, you are renouncing all of the trial and appeal-related rights that you were advised of in that video?
Yes.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this reduced charge against your will?
No.
Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea?
No.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today?
No, sir.
Then to the added reduced charge of driving a defective vehicle, a 2-point violation on August 31st of 2021 here in Commerce City. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
All right, before I accept your guilty plea, give me your date of birth quickly.
October 20th of 1994.
All right, I'll accept your guilty plea. Is there anything you want to tell me that I should take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you?
No, sir.
All right, I'm going to impose a fine against you of $50 plus surcharges plus court costs. When you leave the meeting, my clerks are going to reach out to you by email. They will tell you what the total is. If you need them to, they'll work out a payment plan for you, and they'll tell you how to pay on that in that email. Do you have any questions?
No questions, sir. Thank you.
All right, you can go ahead and leave the meeting. Just keep an eye out for that email later today or tomorrow.
Perfect. Bye-bye.
Jerry Ma, if you would unmute your device, please.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can. Thank you. Give me just a moment while I pull up your case. All right, I have a document that indicates that if you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of driving a defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, the city attorney will dismiss the original speeding charge from September 4th of 2021 at about 1:13 looks like in the morning, in the area of the 15400 block of East 96th Avenue. That's near Chambers and 96th here in Commerce City. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today, by pleading guilty to this reduced charge?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you watch the advisement of rights video?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this reduced charge, you're waiving all of those trial and appeal-related rights that you were advised of in that video?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this reduced charge against your will?
No.
Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea?
No.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today?
No.
Then to the added reduced charge of driving a defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, on September 4th of 2021 here in Commerce City, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'll accept your guilty plea. Is there anything you want to tell me that I should take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, you have an excellent driving record. You're going just too fast for that stretch. Between Chambers and Nucla, it's a 30-mile-an-hour zone because of the houses, that whole subdivision that's on the north side of you there.
Yes, sir.
All right, and you know that because you live in that area.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, your schedule fines $120. With your great record and the plea bargain, I'm reducing yours to $60 plus surcharges plus court costs. When you leave the meeting, my clerks are going to email you either later today or tomorrow. They'll tell you what the total is, and they'll tell you how to make payments, and if you need a payment plan, they'll arrange that for you. Any questions?
No.
Okay, you can go ahead and leave the meeting. Have a good afternoon.
You too, sir.
See, it's sticky right there. Sir, have you spoken to the prosecutor? Yeah, okay. Aaron Wiley, if you would unmute your device. And Ms. Nash, could I ask you to mute yours, please? Good afternoon, Mr. Wiley.
Good afternoon, sir.
I'm sorry, say that again? Okay. Mute Nicole Nash. Thank you. All right, Mr. Wiley, I could barely hear you. Could you say something again, please?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I had another person's device that was interfering slightly. All right, I have a document that indicates that if you plead guilty to the charge of engaging in careless driving, a 4-point violation, the city attorney will dismiss the speeding charge against you from September 6th of 2021 at 4:15 in the afternoon in the area of 90th and Highway 2 here in Commerce City. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today?
Yes, sir.
Did you watch the advisement of rights video?
Yes, I did.
And do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this charge, you're renouncing all of those trial and appeal-related rights that you were advised of in that video?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this charge against your will?
No, sir.
Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea?
No.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today?
No way.
Then to the charge of careless driving, a 4-point violation on September 6th of 2021 here in Commerce City, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I will accept your guilty plea. Anything you want to tell me that I should take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you?
No, just crazy.
Yeah, I mean, even on the interstate highways that are around here in the Denver metro area, you can't legally go that fast.
Right.
And so,
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody's going to confuse Highway 2 for an interstate highway either. So you need to use better judgment. All right. The good news is I don't show that you have any prior moving violations in Colorado, at least for the last 10 years. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I get to discount your fine a little bit. Let me do the math. Your scheduled fine's $280. That's how much over the speed limit you were going. No moving violations. I can actually reduce it down to $180 plus
Okay.
surcharges and court costs. That's still pretty expensive. That's how fast you were going. So you need to slow it down for me, all right?
All right.
Yeah, just from where you live, pretty much every way down into Commerce City is a 45 zone. Tower Road's a 45, Highway 2's a 45. Once you get here to Quebec, that's a 45. Once you come down Highway 85 and you get into the Commerce City area, that's a 45 also. So just keep in mind, all the north-south streets through Commerce City are 45-mile-an-hour zones. Try to keep that in mind in the future, okay?
Yes, sir, I will.
All right, so when you leave the meeting, my clerk's going to reach out to you by email. They'll tell you what the total is. If you need them to, they'll work out a payment plan for you, and they'll explain how to make payments. Do you have any questions?
No, sir, I don't.
All right, you can go ahead and leave the meeting. Have a good afternoon.
You too. Okay, Leslie Yanes Villa, if you would unmute your device. Ms. Yanes Villa, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
All right, I have a document that indicates that if you plead guilty to the charge of damaging property on August 30th of 2021 at about 11 o'clock at night from the area of 6201 East 62nd Avenue, the city attorney will dismiss the remaining charge against you. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today?
Yes.
Did you watch the advisement of rights video?
Yes.
Do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this reduced, or to this one charge, you're waiving all of those trial and appeal-related rights as to both charges?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this charge against your will?
No.
Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea?
No.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today?
No.
Then to the charge of damaging property on August 30th of 2021 here in Commerce City, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'll accept your guilty plea. I'll find it's knowing, intelligently, and voluntarily made with a full understanding of the rights being waived as well as the possible consequences. I'll dismiss the harassment charge. Give me just a few minutes and I'll give you an opportunity to speak on your own behalf before I impose the sentence. Do you know his
Okay.
Is it him? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I saw that. All right. Ms. Yanez, is there anything you want me to take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you?
No.
Mr. Garcia, is there anything you want me to be aware of before I impose the sentence against Ms. Yanez? All right. How old are, no, give me a second, I've got that information, I don't. All right. Listen carefully to how I'm imposing the sentence against you, Ms. Yanez. I'm going to impose and suspend a 15-day jail sentence. The entire jail sentence is suspended on the following conditions. One, I'm going to have you do a class. It's called Making Better Choices. It's a one-day class. They're going to charge you, I don't know, something around $75 for the class.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to order any community service, but I am going to order that you do the class. I'm also ordering a protection order in place for Mr. Garcia. I'm not preventing you from having any contact with each other because it's my understanding your mother and him are somehow together. I don't know.
No, they're not together.
Okay, they're not together anymore? All right.
No.
Here's what it is. I'm not going to prevent you from contacting him, but you are prevented from harassing, annoying, alarming, molesting, retaliating, or in any other way making unwelcome contact with him. And he's free to contact the Commerce City Police if you engage in any of those activities. If it's established after a hearing that you did violate this protection order, I will send you to the Adams County Jail for 15 days. Do you understand that?
I do understand.
All right. I'm going to impose the minimum fine, which is $50, plus surcharges, plus court costs. When you leave the meeting, my clerks are going to reach out to you by email. They're going to tell you what the total is of the fines and court costs and make payment arrangements. They're going to also give you the referral to the people that put on the class, and they'll give you a deadline of about 6 weeks within which to complete the class. It's your responsibility to contact them, and I suggest you do it right away so you can get it done by the deadline. And it's your responsibility to submit the certificate of completion to my staff on or before that deadline. If you fail to, you're also to commit no new law violations other than traffic violations in Commerce City for a period of 1 year from today's date. If you comply with the order, you're fine. You fail to comply with the order, I'll send you to jail for 15 days. Do you have any questions about what's expected of you?
No, I don't.
Okay. Now you can go ahead and leave the meeting and just keep an eye out for that email from my clerks today or tomorrow, okay?
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, shoot. Mr. Garcia, do you know if Ms. Yanes is currently a member of the United States Armed Forces or a veteran? Okay, thank you. I forgot to ask her. It's a stupid question. State law requires me to ask her. All right, do you have any questions? All right. Thank you very much for appearing. That's helpful to the prosecutor to know how to proceed. Willie Blackman, if you would unmute your device, please.
Sir.
Good afternoon. All right, I have a document that alleges that on August 26th of 2021, at about 1:30 in the afternoon, in the area of Nucleus Street here in Commerce City, it's alleged that you were engaged in careless driving, a 4-point violation, and driving without proof of insurance, also a 4-point violation. Do you understand what it is you're accused of doing?
Yes, sir.
City attorney says that city attorney says that you want this matter set over to investigate the insurance issue before entering a plea in this case. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. When you leave the meeting, my clerks are going to reach out to you by email. They'll give you a pretrial conference date at about 30 days. Obviously, do what you need to do to get the information that you need, so maybe we can resolve this on your next hearing date. If you wish to get copies of the police officer's notes or the reports related to your case, when my clerks reach out to you, just let them know you want those, and they'll make that available to you. Okay?
Right, thank you.
All right. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, you can go ahead and leave the meeting.
Thank you.
We're on station 3, correct? All right, Ms. Hutton, do you want to go ahead and come forward to station number 3? Oh, she did not. Good afternoon, Ms. Hutton. And she didn't sign up for Zoom? Dakota Johnson.
I emailed both of them because they previously had signed up for Zoom, and I let them know that Patty was waiting, and if they didn't appear, they would have an active warrant, and I didn't receive no response.
All right. I'll note that we're on the record regarding Dakota Joslin, case number PM-4541. We have a history with Ms. Joslin appearing either well after the case is scheduled or a day after the case is scheduled or not appearing at all. And I remember I specifically told her it was absolutely essential that she appear in a timely fashion for today's hearing date. I will note that it is now 2:01 and the defendant has failed to appear either in person or by Zoom, and she has previously appeared by Zoom. So I'm going to issue a warrant, and I will note this Ms. Hutton is
Quita
present.
los cargos.
No response, Ms. Hutton? All right. Warrant's going to issue for her arrest. Give me a second. I need to see how much the last warrant was. No, actually, I've stayed them because Mr. Zylingo has been able to get her to appear after the fact. All right. I'm going to set her bond in the amount of $500, personal recognizance bond. I'm just going to enter, I'll enter this as an ROA on my own. I'm going to put it in under order. Or do you want me just to put it in under warrant? Order or warrant? Probably just as well if I put it under warrant, right?
The warrants ROA?
Yeah. Or do you want me under CBM, or do you want it under order?
Just put it under CBM.
Okay. All right, we're on the record now regarding Jennifer Marie Ariana Jones. I don't see her on the web listings. Yeah, she'd actually withdrawn her guilty plea, reset this for a pretrial so that she could have court-appointed counsel, which I granted her. All right, I'll note that you appeared. We'll issue a warrant for her arrest. Hers is going to be a $200 personal recognizance bond. Do you know why Adam didn't do a Rule 211 on these?
I don't know.
That would be better if you had.
You still wrote it on there?
Well, yeah, I don't want you to scan this. Do you want me just to enter another CBM? Yeah.
Sí, vamos a.
All right. That takes care of 10111. She also failed to appear on she has a second case, 8160. I don't think you're appointed on this one either. That's what it is for today? No, that's both pretrial and impound. Give me a second while I find this one. Yeah, you're not appointed on this one. Yeah, it's a mistreatment of animals case. All right. Nonetheless, she's failed to appear. Warrant will issue for her arrest. Bond is set in the amount of $200, personal recognizance. Yeah, if you talk to her. Right, those are the only ones I have you on. Is that correct? Right. All right. Yeah, I'm glad we got that done. Oh, you got that order in. Okay. Do you have any questions about any of those orders? Okay. And you did see that according to the information that we got, he has a pending hold out of Denver on a felony charge. Well, what I suspect is going to happen is he'll be moved from Adams back to Jeffco because the hearing on the probation revo in Jeffco is soon, and if what he told us is accurate from the Adams County judge, he doesn't have any reason to be held in Adams County anymore. So they'll transport him back to Jefferson County and then do his probation revo, and then they'll send him to Denver. I don't think they'll do it the other way around. Yeah, it's coming up fairly soon in Jefferson County. Yeah, I think he's going to be sent. I think he's going to be sentenced too, and unless he can adequately demonstrate his long-term hospitalization. But I don't know that that's going to make a difference because he's got the new law violations while on probation. That's a violation of term number 1 of every standard probation order. Yeah. So then the once that gets revoked, I don't have the details of what the probation order itself was in Jefferson, but I would imagine since he pled guilty to a misdemeanor, he's looking at up to 18 months in jail in Jefferson County to be followed by whatever happens in Denver. And I have nothing more on the Denver case other than it's a new felony and it's a warrant not for failure to appear but on a probable cause affidavit. That's all I know. Yeah. Well, it's a fairly new case in Denver. Denver because I had the criminal history through the August date that I used as credit for time served, because that's what I showed was this most recent date of arrest. Now, everything that's been going on is between Jefferson County and Adams, but his actual date of arrest was that August date, and my warrants were all predated that. But the Denver case wasn't on there. So it's obviously after that August date that he was arrested on, August 13th or whatever it was. Right. Well, no, I think the crime occurred before. He was out for a couple weeks before that August arrest date. Yeah, he had been seen in Jefferson County in like May or June or July, I can't remember now. But I think he picked up the Denver case beforehand, then he got arrested, then the Denver detectives filed the case in Denver, which is when the warrant issued. That's why it wasn't on the, I mean, my criminal history is in August, so yeah, he hadn't been arrested on the Denver case yet. Right, and he still hasn't appeared, so that's why there wasn't a bond set. He's going to have to be arrested and seen in courtroom 2000 for the judge to set the bond. Well, I don't know that he's willing to accept that concept, but whether he is or isn't, based on just what he did here, I thought my sentence was fair. All right. Thank you very much for appearing today and taking care of that other yesterday. All right. Alex Vasquez or Frank Vigil, if you could unmute your device, please.
Yes, good afternoon, Your Honor. How are you?
I'm good, Mr. Vigil. Give me just a second while I pull up the file. Is Mr. Vasquez joining us or no?
He is not, Judge.
Okay, so we're waiving his appearance pursuant to 16-7202.
Please.
Granted. Give me just a moment. All right, the city attorney indicates that he's pleading guilty, that on his behalf you're pleading guilty to the charge of driving without proof of insurance when required on May 15th of 2021, shortly before 1 o'clock in the afternoon, in the area of the 10,000 block of Mobile Street here in Commerce City. In exchange, the careless driving charge is being dismissed and restitution is being reserved for 30 days. Mr. Vigil, is that a correct statement of the proposed disposition?
That is, Judge.
And I know I have it in the file, but could you tell me your registration number again?
23628.
And you're representing to the court that you're authorized by your client to enter this plea on his behalf.
I am, Judge.
All right, and we'll waive this appearance pursuant to 16-7202. Then on behalf of Mr. Vasquez, to the no proof of insurance charge, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'll accept the plea. Anything by way of mitigation?
Judge, just he doesn't have any other driving tickets. He does have a license, and he now does have after acquired insurance on the vehicle.
Do you know if he is on a regular license or a permit?
He was on a permit. He's now on a license.
All right. Here's the way I do things on no proof of insurance charges. I impose a fine. My fine's $100 plus surcharges and court costs. After the first offense, I adopt the state requirement, so it goes up to $500 and then $1,000 if he picks up no proof of insurance charges within the next 5 years. But this one is $100 plus surcharges plus court costs. When you leave the meeting, my clerks will reach out to you by email. They'll provide you a stay of execution. If he needs a payment plan, he just needs to contact my staff. They'll provide the payment plan. Any questions?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. The careless driving charge is dismissed. Restitution is reserved for 30 days. And Mr. Vigil, is this the only matter you have?
It is, Judge.
All right, then you can leave the meeting. Have a good afternoon.
You as well. Take care.
Uh-huh. Arnolfo Tobias, if you would unmute your device.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Do you have a video capacity?
Yeah.
All right. Were you able to watch the advisement of rights video?
Yes.
Okay. The city attorney is concerned that you may not have a complete understanding of English. Did you watch the video in English or in the Spanish one?
Spanish.
Okay. Somebody's talking for you. They can't do that. Who else is in there with you?
My wife.
My wife.
Okay. Tell her she can't talk for you.
Hi.
Right. I have a document that indicates that on August 22nd of 2021, at about 6:30 at night, in the area of 5770 Magnolia Street, it's alleged that you committed the offense of engaging in disorderly conduct. Do you understand what it is you're accused of doing?
Yeah.
I'm not going to accept this. We're going to reset this case. I'm going to have an interpreter. Yo creo que no estás entendiendo lo que yo estoy diciendo y ella te está diciendo cómo contestar mis preguntas. Vamos a poner este caso para otra cita cuando tenemos un interpreter aquí. ¿Puedes regresar a la cita si lo pongo para el miércoles de la semana que viene?
¿Por el video?
Sí, por video.
Ah,
¿A qué te conviene mejor, en la mañana o en la tarde?
como quiera, en la tarde, si quiere.
A las una de la tarde, ¿está bien?
Ya.
Ok, vamos a poner esta cita para para ese tiempo. Vas a recibir una noticia sobre email diciéndote cuándo es la cita nueva, pero es muy importante que revisas el aviso de derechos. Está escrito en español, lo tenemos en español en el mismo local que usaste para entrar a esta cita, ¿ok?
Sí.
Pues ya te puedes salir de esta cita y nomás tienes que estar pendiente para recibir las noticias sobre la cita nueva, ¿ok?
¿Para mañana o?
No, va a ser el miércoles de la semana que viene, el día 13 de octubre a las 1 de la tarde, ¿ok? Ya te puedes salir de esta cita.
Ok, gracias.
Ajá.
Ya también la cagaste en la tarde.
All right, Misty Dawn Wiley, if you would unmute your device, please.
Hello?
Good
Can you hear me?
afternoon.
Good
Do you have
afternoon.
video
How are you?
Do you have camera capacity or video capacity?
There we are.
There you go.
Hi.
Hi. All right. I have a document that indicates that you're pleading guilty to committing the offense of having an animal at large on September 1st of 2021 at 11:30 in the morning in the area of 6775 Oneida Street here in Commerce City. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today, by pleading guilty to this charge?
Yes, sir.
Did you watch the advisement of rights video?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this charge, you're waiving all of those trial and appeal related rights that you reviewed on that video?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this charge against your will?
No, sir.
Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea?
No, sir.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today?
No, sir.
Then to the charge of having an animal at large on September 1st of 2021 here in Commerce City, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'll accept your guilty plea. I'll find it's knowing, intelligently, and voluntarily made with a full understanding of the rights being waived as well as the possible consequences. Give me just a moment. Now, this is interesting. You know, in the report, he correctly identifies your full name as Misty Don Wiley, but on the ticket, he puts Don Wiley.
Oh,
Yeah,
maybe I look like a Don. I don't know.
I don't know why he gets it right in one place and then wrong in the other. It's the same person wrote both things. I don't know.
I couldn't tell you.
One of the many minor frustrations that we run into here.
We were having a long conversation that morning. It could have been what was going on. I have no idea. But yeah, I did get my paperwork as Don Wiley as well.
Okay. Looks like he only charged you with one count. Yep, he did. Were both dogs yours?
Yes.
He should have charged you with two charges. All right. So which one is the black Labrador mix?
Angus?
Okay. Do you know how old Angus is approximately?
6 months. Actually 7 months now.
Okay, just a puppy. So he's the follower.
Yes.
And Stevie is the pit husky?
Yeah, over there, they're both the same. They're both from the same litter. Yes, so
Okay. So Angus is black and Stevie is blonde?
yes.
And how old is Stevie?
Stevie's the same age, 7 months.
Oh, okay. They're litter mates?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm assuming that Stevie's the female and Angus is the male?
Correct.
Okay, so I was right. He's the follower, she's the boss.
Yes. We named her that for Stevie Nicks, the gypsy. she's a roamer.
Do you know how the dogs got out?
I could guess. We've been fixing their huskies, their husky mix, and so they've been getting out every time we patch where they're getting out. They find another spot. So we're very, very busy working on all that.
They're not jumping out, are they? Or digging out?
They have jumped, and we were implementing a cat fence from a suggestion from one of the animal control officers. Okay. We've started doing the cat fence along our perimeter here. But yes, they have jumped over the gate. So.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and impose the standard fine then. It's going to be $40 plus surcharges and court costs. When you leave the meeting, my clerks will reach out to you by email either later today or tomorrow. They will tell you what the total is. They'll work out payment arrangements for you. I'm just going to warn you ahead of time. You need to keep trying to stay on top of it, because each time either one of them gets out from now on, it's going to get more expensive.
I know. We've had extensive conversations with the animal control people, so yes.
Okay. All right, do you have any questions?
I do not.
Okay, you can go ahead and leave the meeting. Have a good afternoon.
Okay, thanks, you as well.
All right, Nicole Nash, if you would unmute your device, please. Ms. Nash, would you unmute your device, please?
Yes, sorry.
Okay, and do you have camera capacity or video capacity?
No, the camera on my phone's broke.
All right. So that I can assure that this is you, could you give me your date of birth?
December 16th, 1987.
And do you know how tall you're listed as?
5'7".
Okay, I think that's probably you then. All right, I have a document that alleges that on August 28th of 2021 at 7:46 in the morning from the area of 5990 Dahlia Street, that's the Walmart store located here in Commerce City, it's alleged that you committed the offense of theft. Do you understand what it is you're accused of doing?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, the city attorney says that you and he have come to an agreement that we're going to set your case for a new court date between now and that next date if you complete 16 hours of community service, a petty theft class, stay out of the Walmart, and commit no new law violations. At the next hearing, if everything is in order, I can dismiss this case. Is that how you wish to resolve your case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you watch the advisement of rights video?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you currently a veteran of or a member of the United States Armed Forces?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, give me just a minute. All right. When you leave the meeting, my clerks are going to reach out to the email address that you used to sign up for this meeting. They're going to give you the new court date. It's going to be in approximately 6 weeks. That way you have plenty of time to get everything done. They're going to give you a referral to the petty theft class. It's important that you contact those people right away. That way you can get signed up for a class and have it finished before the next court date. It's your responsibility to provide the proof of completion of that class on or before the next court date. My clerks are going to send you the community service form that we use. You can do the community service anywhere. It does not need to be done in Commerce City. The only requirement I make is that the place that you pick to do the community service must be a legitimate non-profit agency. I won't accept it if you simply do free work for friends, neighbors, relatives, or for a for-profit business. So make sure the place that you pick is a legitimate non-profit, do the work, have them fill out the form, and again, get that to us on or before the next court date. And then the rest is easy. Stay out of the Walmart and don't pick up any new law violations between now and the next court date. If everything is in order on that date, I'll dismiss the case. Do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, you can go ahead and leave the meeting. Just keep an eye out for that email, all right?
Thank you.
All right. Have you cleaned? No. Okay. All right, she was on 3. That's why I asked. I'd already gone through the other ones. Juan Silva Ramos, if you and your father would come to station number 1, please. Buenas tardes. Me avisa
Buenas
que no
tardes.
hablas suficiente inglés para poder ayudar a tu hijo a resolver este caso sin la ayuda de un intérprete. ¿Es verdad?
Sí.
El señor en el teléfono, si puedes esperar, ponga wait, why am I speaking in Spanish to you? If you would put your device on mute, I'll call your case in just a minute. I'm dealing with people in the courtroom right now.
Okay.
All right,
That'll be
thank you.
perfect.
All right.
All right.
Señor, no tenemos un intérprete aquí hoy. La próxima cita que vamos a tener un intérprete va a ser el miércoles de la semana que viene. ¿Pueden regresar en ese día?
Which day will it be?
Yeah, sir, I don't know who you are. Your
Yeah.
telephone number ending in 737. I'm not talking to you on your case right now. Thank you. Just leave your device on mute. All right. And Juan, are you in school? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Right. Well, unfortunately, we set it at 3 o'clock to try to minimize the amount of school that you miss, but we can't do that next week. It's going to be at 1:15 on Wednesday of next week, okay? Lo vamos a poner para las 1 de la tarde. I'm sorry, I said 1:15. It's 1 o'clock. A la 1 de la tarde el miércoles de la semana que viene, okay? Si vas a la ventanilla que está en paseo, mis ayudantes te van a dar una noticia sobre la cita nueva. Juan, I'm assuming you understood everything I just told you, Dad? All right, go to the windows, see my clerk. They'll give you a reminder notice. It's going to be next Wednesday at 1 o'clock, okay? Thank you. Jorge Espinosa? Where did he go? Did you send him an email? So we don't have Mr. Espinosa back yet? No. All right, I'm going to close that out then. All right, Mr. Cisneros, if you want to, good afternoon. It looks like you're already unmuted. Of course, on the record regarding Larry Cisneros, Mr. Cisneros, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right. I've got a document that indicates that if you plead guilty in case number EM-10117 to the charge of committing the offense of trespass on August 31st of 2021 at about 8 o'clock in the evening from the area of 5990 Dahlia Street, that's the Walmart store located here in Commerce City, the city attorney will dismiss the theft charge against you. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today?
Yes.
All right, you have to recognize that in case number CM-298337, on January 14th of this year, you pled guilty to a theft charge from the Walmart, and I suspended a 90-day jail sentence at that time. At a minimum, on the new case, you're facing at least 90 days for violating that order that I issued in January. Do you understand that?
No, I didn't realize that was the terms.
Sure. January 14th of 2021, I imposed a 90-day jail sentence, suspended all 90 of it on two conditions. One, you don't return to the Walmart store, and two, you commit no new law violations for a period of 1 year. That's just January of this year, and here you are in August accused of going into the Walmart store. That's a violation of my order, so you'd be looking at 90 days if I accept your guilty plea today. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Do you want me to set this case over? It looks like I appointed an attorney to represent you the last time. Do you want me to appoint an attorney to represent you on this one?
Yes.
All right. So rather than accept your guilty plea today, we're going to set your case over for a pretrial conference. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. My clerks will email you later today or tomorrow telling you the new court date and time. You can also appear at that time virtually rather than in person, all right?
Okay.
All right. Do you have any questions? Oh, I did go over the charges with you. Oh, yeah, I did. All right. Make sure you watch the Advisement of Rights video. Did you watch it for today?
Yes.
Okay, good. Then we'll put you in contact with a court-appointed attorney through this same email address. Make sure you cooperate with them and explain to them that you have that case from January so that they know what to look out for. We'll probably try to appoint Ms. Hutton again since she represented you the last time, all right?
Okay. All right.
All right. If you don't have any other questions, you can go ahead and leave the meeting.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Good afternoon. Did you hear back from Mr. Espinosa? He's here. Good afternoon, Mr. Ripley.
I'm sorry?
So good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
All right, I have a document that alleges that on September 11th of 2020, shortly after 10 o'clock in the morning, in the area of 7241 East 82nd Avenue, you committed the offense of assault. Give me just a moment.
I'm sorry, the last part?
I said, give me just a moment. I need to.
Oh, okay.
It looks like I issued a warrant for your arrest, but let me see when it was issued. Okay, that happened on November 11th. Yeah, when you failed to appear on December 10th, I actually waited. We issued a warrant for your arrest on December 14th of 2020.
And I was unaware, yes, sir.
You're unaware because you didn't come to court.
No, sir. I mean, I was unaware of the court date. I never got any notification.
Sure, but you never contacted the court to get the court date. It's right on the ticket. It says if you don't receive the notice by mail, you're supposed to contact the court.
I apologize, sir. I did not know that.
All right, so then we heard from you on September 27th. All right, let's see what else is going on. Come on. Oh, there it is. All right, city attorney's elected to dismiss this case against you. All right, a couple of things. One, I'm going to enter the order for dismissal on today's date. There is a $50 warrant fee that I'm going to hold you responsible for. Also, because of the nature of this case, it is eligible to be sealed. If you want to have the record of this case sealed, there is just a simple petition to seal the record that you need to file. There's a $65 filing fee. If you want to look at having the record of this case sealed. When my clerk sends you the copy of the order of dismissal and sends you notice that there's a $50 warrant fee to be paid, if you want to have the record sealed, ask them. They'll send you the petition. I'm going to make a note on your file right now that upon receipt of that petition, I'll order the record of this case sealed. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right. You can go ahead and leave the meeting. Just keep an eye out for that email from my clerks with the order of dismissal and follow up with them with regard to how to make the payment, or they'll explain that, and if you want the petition to seal. All right?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You can go ahead and leave the meeting. Chris May and I all spent time figuring out Mr. Espinosa's case, and he comes and goes without giving me a chance to explain it to him. Yeah, I just wanted him to mute. He kept talking over me. Mm-hmm. Sure. Well, it's easier only because the number of police interactions with the public are greatly reduced. I mean, we would have like 700 tickets in a month. Now we're getting like 300 tickets in a month just because the number of interactions are reduced. So, but in terms of what we're doing now, the COVID came at the same time that we went to electronic ticketing. And so we're using a lot less paper. Things take a little bit longer with each defendant. Yeah. As much as they think it's more convenient doing everything on the computer, that's not true. It takes longer. At least for me and the prosecutor. It probably takes less time for the staff. But the reality is this is a lot easier on everybody appearing by Zoom than it is to have them appear in person. So I think that even after COVID, all of the initial appearance and advisement stuff is probably going to continue to be done by Zoom. The only thing that's going to be done in person are trials. Sure. Yeah, I mean, I'd rather have people waiting in the comfort of their own home or in their own offices until their case is called. They can do other stuff. And then, rather than take, 2 hours out of their day, drive over here, sit, wait, and do all of that stuff. So I think that, Zoom has certainly made it easier for the consumer, not so much for the court, but in the long run, I think it is going to be easier on everybody. Yeah, and, again, once we get rid of the masks and all of that stuff, I still think we're going to continue to do a lot of stuff electronically. I just got an email from Court 3, and that's who I'm replying to. Do you know who gets that?
It would be our court invoice, so it's probably Christopher.
Okay. Yeah, I just hit reply, and that's what popped up was Court 3. Isn't Adam talking to somebody on Zoom? No. Oh, so we don't have anybody on Zoom right now?
No, we're just waiting for your Jorge guy.
Mr. Espinosa? Yeah, and Adam doesn't need to talk to him at all. What? Yeah. Well, I explained to him, he's got 90 days, and that's the minimum he's looking at. You evidently didn't explain it right. No, man.